Good morning, guys. We are learning concepts about mole. Especially, we are in a new subtopic. This is lesson 11. Our lesson 9, we have learned calculation involving molar mass, and other lessons we have also learned how to calculate the number of moles and how to calculate the mass, given that the molar mass and the number of moles. So in this lesson today, we are going to learn the empirical formula. So the empirical formula, what's an empirical formula? Empirical formula of a compound shows the simplest whole number ratio in which atoms combine to form a compound. For example, when two compounds they are reacting each other, so they react in a manner where they contribute a specific ratio in which they combine. So that's what we call empirical formula. We have an example. Calculate the empirical formula of magnesium oxide if the mass of magnesium is 0.84 and that of oxygen is 0.56. So we have these two compound. So element, first, when you want to do such question, given the masses of the specific elements and you are asked to calculate the empirical formula, how do you calculate it? So when you want to do calculation for this is what the system that you use. Here you write the structure. There is a formula, the format that you use it, so that gives you the result. First you write the element. This is the element. When you write element, then you write magnesium, the elements which is magnesium and oxygen. So again, the next step is the mass of the element. You write the mass of the element, and then the mass here we have 0.84 gram of magnesium and 0.56 gram of oxygen. You write it here respectively. Under each element, you write the mass it belongs. 0.84 gram magnesium and 0.56 gram oxygen. Then again you write molar mass. The molar mass is things that are in the bracket. 24 is for magnesium and oxygen is 16. So magnesium you write here 24 under magnesium. Then again oxygen you write 16 here. Then we have again the next step is number of moles. How do you calculate the number of moles? We have learned it. The number of moles can be calculated, the mass given divided by the molar mass. So which is, according to magnesium, the mass given is 0.84 gram and the molar mass is 24. You divide it. Then you get 0.35 gram. 0.35 value. So here again, you divide also 0.56 divided by 16. You get it. When you divide it, you get also the same value, which is 0.35. When you have such, then the next step is the mole ratio. How do you get the mole ratio? The mole ratio is you divide the smallest value that you obtain here, both sides. You divide the smallest value that you compare this value and this value, the moles of this value and this value. So the mole which is the smallest, you divide both sides to get the mole ratio. Since the value that we obtain here and here they are same, and there is no one which is bigger than the other, we divide this one both sides. Then we get 0.35. When we divide it both sides, we get the mole ratio 1:1. So magnesium, the ratio of the reaction of magnesium to oxygen is 1, and the ratio of reaction of oxygen to magnesium is also 1, which means that if you have 1:1, you will not indicate it because 1 is insignificant. So therefore you write it. The empirical formula of magnesium oxide is MgO, which is this is the formula in which they reacted. I hope you are understanding. So please subscribe and share so that you will get benefit with the next lesson.